2025 is an insane year for gaming. AAA fairs, indie titles, single A titles, the works. But let us not forget mobile gaming, which is more than just your flavor of the esports month MOBA title. You know, those kind of games with the characters looking legally distinct from earlier multiplayer juggernauts. League of Legends. Yes indeed, there are a lot of new games to play on your new Android phones, paid, free to play, or in between. So here's our list of top mobile games of 2025. A few ground rules: we will be prioritizing new titles and new ports that came out in 2025. As for ongoing titles with updates this year, they have to be very significant in terms of changes for them to matter in this list. Also, we're resisting the urge to just recommend the mobile ports of Balatro and Vampire Survivors, then calling it a day. We're better than that. Though if you haven't played those on mobile, do it now. They're freaking awesome time sinks. Before we start, a word from our sponsors. 2025's video game offerings are packed, so you need the right smartphone for your gaming needs. The iqoo 15 is the flagship smartphone with maximum effort level gaming capabilities, on par with PC gaming. Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 CPU, first of its kind for smartphones. Supercomputing chip Q3 that delivers industry-leading graphics and next-level gaming immersion. Samsung LED AMOLED 2K M14 display, 7000 mAh Blue Volt battery lasting over 11 hours of gaming, and an ultra-large 8K VC cooling system for less overheating. The iqoo 15, generational performance king, PC-grade gaming experience in your palm. Back to you, Mr. Toffee. Thank you, Mr. Toffee. And with that, let's dive right into our favorite mobile games of 2025. Let's start with Wuthering Waves 2.0. Yes, this open-world action-adventure gacha game came out last year, but here is out. Wuthering Waves 2.0 update is a game changer. One of those big shifts that fixes the launch version's many problems. Mostly the pacing and how drawn out the main story gets, slowing you down from getting to the good parts, which is the fighting, the combat, and partner switching bits, and the fast-paced exploration that rivals Genshin Impact. And the boss fights too. Those are more epic than before. It's a pity the prologue is still a slog, but once you get past that hurdle, thank you skip button, you are golden. The world of Wuthering Waves is alive. The aesthetics are to die for, from the vistas to the music, the movement and controls are fluid and fun without being too flighty, the story will keep you on your toes, and combat is a blast. It's clearly a Genshin Impact knockoff, but it's a well-made and arguably superior one in terms of gameplay and design, because it just runs with the core action-adventure open-world template and adds meaningful changes that fit in with the sci-fi fantasy world very well. Bungie's Destiny, a series of first-person team-based player versus enemy shooter games in the sci-fi universe, had a good run. The less said about the last few years of Destiny 2, the better. So one would think that the NetEase free-to-play gacha-focused version of the shooter, a prequel FYI, is just going to be a simple cash grab, like Diablo Immortal. Honestly, it's too soon to tell, but from a gameplay standpoint, it rocks. Destiny Rising's story is a non-canon precursor retelling of sorts, but you're just here to shoot out bad guys and team up with other wolves and guardians for fun, co-op shooting battles. The view is mostly third person and first person if you want to, and it's a great one-to-one recreation of the original console title, just retrofitted for smartphones, and arguably done up better too, from how fast-paced it is and how you get into the fights and everything. Rather than dealing with just 3 classes, you can gacha characters to use in the game, and Destiny Rising has quite a number of them with different abilities and shooting styles. There's a ton of variety, even if there's a potential to spend more than you should for waifu baits like Gwyn. Apart from that, the game controls great and is pretty much good old-fashioned Bungie shooting, just under new management and from developers who know how mobile games and mobile shooters work. There's a ton of lovely activities to play, whether it's just shooting up things, teaming up in strikes, or just fishing and playing cards. Yes, you can indeed chillax in this part of Destiny lore. Destiny Rising is also a reminder that maybe someone should give the current Bungie a wake-up call, because NetEase is basically eating their lunch with their F2P take on the decade-old IP. Is the Seat Taken, an indie gem from Potty Potty Studios, is a lovely example of creativity flourishing onto mobile gaming, and with a cheap price tag to boot. This puzzle title tasks you with dragging people into their preferred seats in different environments, Each of them has specific preferences, like window or aisle seats on a bus, or back or front row at a stadium. Some of them prefer to be seated with their kids next to them, or be alone, or just have their bag next to them. With 30 levels of seating and arranging, coupled with lovely art style and ambiance, the levels are all different and pose new sets of exciting challenges. It's also full of charm with its 5 hours or so of playtime, with a lovely story about a person trying to fit in, all told through a charming pretense of space shifting. Highly recommended for anyone with an inkling for puzzle games on the go. Next up, Wargroove 2. This Fire Emblem style turn-based strategy role-playing game finally makes its way on an appropriate platform, smartphones. Play as different factions, each with your own unit and hero types, as you take turns moving your army and fighting off opposing armies, or defending your home turf from them. Your unit types have a rock-paper-scissors relationship in combat, so you have to assign the correct ones for the situation on the field, lest your army gets wiped quick. Luckily, you have powerful commander units with tide-turning groove abilities in case things turn south. You also have a lovely 2D pixel art and intuitive strategy game controls, just made better for the mobile phones. And if you're done with the campaign, you can play through Conquest mode, where you're dropped in randomly generated maps, fighting through waves of battles until you are wiped out. Roguelike modes in the strategy game and on mobile? Sign us up! Besides, Nintendo isn't planning on porting a Mothership Fire Emblem title on smartphones. You are better off with Wargroove 2. The BlazBlue fighting game series may be made obsolete by the appearance of Guilty Gear Xrd and Strive, but it is living on as a 2D roguelite action game called BlazBlue Entropy Effect. And by golly, it may be all the better for it. You play some robot who has to train fighters in the VR mind simulation, and use any of the BlazBlue fighting game characters to go through training and fight off rogue AI populating the levels and stages you go through, in roguelite fashion. Each of these fighters, called Evo types here, have different skills and abilities. Hakumen is slow, but hits hard and takes it like a champ, like his fighting game counterpart, while Noel is fast, has ranged guns for combat, and can probably die from a few hits. My personal favorite is S, because of her giant-ass sword, swing, arc, and easy-to-use specials. Just like a fighting game counterpart, this roguelite has better controls on mobile, and just feels more tight and fast-paced as a mobile title fit for playing while traveling and on the move. After all, each run here lasts about 50 minutes or so, perfect for passing the time while commuting. If you want a de facto way of killing your spare time, you cannot go wrong with this 2025 action role-playing / survival game, Crashlands 2. You play a hero named Flux, who is supposed to go on holiday, but ends up crash landing on a new planet filled with mystery and intrigue, as well as many corporate shenanigans. So off you go, exploring new, dynamic alien worlds, crafting many things from houses to weapons, and beating up the local fauna and flora for more materials. There's a boatload of quests that'll net you new equipment and furniture plans, which means you will spend more time getting sidetracked with rewards aplenty rather than actually getting the main plot done. And honestly, that's fine by me. This big as heck 2D craftathon action RPG hits all the right notes with its collecting, foraging, building, fighting, and giant map, all lively and full of charisma. Even the nastiest creatures in the game just look adorable enough to almost not murder. Almost. Until visual novel sim superhero title Dispatch comes to mobile phones, you will have to make do with this other 2025 choose your adventure story-heavy title, Road to Empress. Road to Empress has you playing a courtesan trying to work your way up the imperial ladder in medieval China. You make hard choices, go through branching paths in the main story, and see what unfolds from there. Road to Empress does not mess around, as bad choices early on lead you to eternal prison or even poison or branded for shame. Thankfully, the game lets you see your pathways through the ever-expanding plot and lets you plan out where to go from there. And you'll be uncovering a lot: political intrigue, backstabbings, hidden lovers, and even vengeful spirits. All in lovely full-motion video glory with real-life actors, practical sets, and lovely 90s Chinese TV show lighting and sensibilities, but in a mobile game format. Any gamer who loves his stories told through interactive means should check out Road to Empress on mobile. It just takes you back to a lovely time when FMV games on CD-ROMs were all the rage. And yes, you have many opportunities to trigger death scenes for your own amusement. If you've been paying attention to our X feed and our channel this year, you'll notice one mobile game that's been talked about fondly. Yep, it is a Cygames title, and it is one involving anime girls, who can race like horses. That's right, we are listing the English version of Uma Musume Pretty Derby on our top mobile game list. The gist of the game is that you train your top horse girl to beat the Grand Prix of horse racing, picking which stats to improve, and after a few days you make them run qualifiers and highlighted races for fame. If you played a simulation title like Football Manager, it plays similarly, only instead of a giant team, you focus on one anime horse girl. And they come in many types and personalities, ranging from Emperor-likes who make terrible dad jokes, to motherly-like figures, to hotheads and even shy types, and shonen protags with all-rounder go-getter personalities. It's charming, it's addictive to play through the many horse girls you get, each with their own backstories and quirks, and it's the perfect mobile game that you can play in spurts because of its simulation and turn-based aspects. An honorable mention on this list? Where Winds Meet. Imagine a giant sprawling mystical ancient Chinese backdrop filled with kick-ass martial artists and fighters. You play a custom wuxia tailored character who can double jump, air dash, and absorb many fighting styles, from infernal blade wielding to Mortal Kombat style rope dart combat. That's Where Winds Meet in a nutshell, an ambitious action RPG that's heavily inspired by open world action games like Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed, but with that wuxia flavor, and free to play to boot. With an epic saga for you to check out, loads of side quests and explorable dungeons, NetEase and developer Everstone Studio has a potential blockbuster on their hands. Its free-to-play monetization system is purely cosmetic, so there's no predatory practices here to pressure you and your gaming habits. It's a promising action RPG title if the PC version is anything to go by. And there you have it, our top mobile games of 2025. Whether you like story-driven games, 2D roguelites, open-world role-playing games, or even horse girl racing simulators, there's a lot on offer this year that is light on your wallet. And even the paid games will not break your wallet to millions of Stardust pieces, like the current generation's US 70 or US 80 titles on other consoles and devices. Truly, we're blessed with many mobile games you can play on the go. There's probably a lot more titles out there for mobile that we haven't fully played yet, though we are confident that the titles on this list are the apex of that group. Still, if you'd like to send over your recommendations and suggestions, do post on our comments below on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We post new content every week. Ciao for now, have a great 2025, and keep on gaming. Thanks again to iqoo for sponsoring our mobile gaming video. This will not be the only 2025 end of year video we'll be posting up. We have more coming out at the tail end and start of 2026, so watch this space.